okayfm 101.7.
Eba no Ghana enwumasua ehun komobone ho nsensemu a eda na koma so pa obi kan odi abono bo sese kune bodies Honorable Clement Apaak ewa homa no so Honorable Martin
Kwame amo one wapamfo mechie obi a echi Ghana fo busafo nso a mutie mu pa mutie mu busafo mu akra busafo mu fumbisi omonfa okayfm ndi agro nti se wodi we ni edi echiri a nse na nse no mo frame na se cheche mu wi a
okayfm 101.7.
ma pusu amena soluku Yes, me mamachi.
And nam
Mikaze solu ana wakase solu nalong.
Eye nam no na memru
no no dagbani. Ya no okase solu a no machi na wajiso solu nalong. Omo amope fashion no. When him say one of the top Ghanaian fashion houses. It's called Nalem Clothing.
Nalem clothing, yeah.
Nalem clothing.
Yeah.
Na Nalem no echese fe ewo bulimu. No oye me cousin.
Na honorable the one na ye Lawane no.
Lawane eno yo bolga frafra. Enti se o frame nua adongo na
okayfm 101.7.
Just say, yeah, la one and no at the same.
Oko kumasi ahensan ya eja me maami antemra otopan no na aboafo no amoboa no mane topan no baako ena na ofri north enti na o kyerɛkyerɛ me nkakrakra enti one na mami hu lanwane no ene lanso honorable ena no pe yafra wo a public account committee masetena sibiem Musa se besi sabre ya ye kase no as usual wo de pa mu ka de wo no flag bearer sa de na nya na wuhu a wo mfansie da wo nkata so so mogegu su beka se ye nso so a wo beka your objectivity ena ma dodo na pa wasem anopa ye bisa Musa se besi sabre ya ye kase ona bo asetena mo hu bibia ayo nwanwa ye foforo ewo masetena hodo a makoyina mu
yo kwa me da se ne kre se afibia no ye bo apro na auditor general juma wedi ye mrapono constitution ana amanu tumi se sike bia aban anase mampeni Ebeka se finance minister embra parliament na yenyin tum no se ye sa budget no etum na ye de ejuma ba mpenifo de ye ejuma se afine be we ya e wo se auditor general e hwemu na odeba parliament na odeba parliament a ya na speaker so e de adan committee e frɛ no public accounts committee se anyebia the auditor general ediba ye yenye hwehwemu na mbisa de ntia sikano ye ka se ye mfanya no ebia ya mfanye anase de ebia ye di bibi aka ho ana nke ni se ekoka ho anase ebia ejuma bia ekoso a yenye nwie entino ya na report no edoso but upon na ye bono ya ba upon na ye hwe the FNO pre-university educational institutions no secondary schools na ya hwe technical universities na ya hwe colleges of education na yahwe MMDAs Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies. Eti esa se omodo so nintino. Ye kanifo omo share ase with the Fourth Republic. Omo zone Ghana into four main zones. There were northern zone, there were middle belt, there were eastern zone, and there were western zone. Eti edikan eko northern zone. And I don't know, yeah, no every tamale. All the 5 regions in the northern part of the country, no, omo baho, and you bisa omo and some. Make me say, pre-tertiary educational institutions and secondary schools and in some no do na e wo ho no e da ho home but swati as far as the northern zone is concerned swati in terms of the number of schools ananka yes sati omo for infractions no this time to use a volume no and tisa but the one be wa da ho I ha adwen in particular about procurement areas. Say, nano essay answer we procure items, no. It was a utuminya 3 quotations. Every 3 different companies, and sana why you should move and answer what carry omunyina ahwe de obetumi aye adwuma no aba no bo no en sheda en kosrosa na odi adwuma na eden amano. I don't know, you say there are still matters to do with procurement. And I didn't so I had you say schools no do na projects. I be a share here 2012, 2013, 2015. Everything the do na anya many of those projects no a gun fund projects. Eti Auditor General wa capture ni nyina but they may say the entire may say no ha adwene say schools no headmasters no omo need to me betumi e dey age schools no and I say ebia betumi e dey share get fan kete say project here ebia ya bedu by 60 and I say 80% no there was still be we no omo need to me no eti ya fa adwen e wo committee. Sir, you have a recommendation. Sir, in the future, no get farm projects and the questions related to those projects, should not be placed on the management of the secondary schools, but rather, you place those issues at the doorsteps of the ministry. Say, get farm bit me every year, in Accra, rather than burdening the headmasters and the managers of the secondary schools about why get farm projects have not been completed and what they are doing to help complete the project. In fact, they have written letters to get funds. But that is as much as they can do. They don't have the capacity to put pressure or compel get fund to try and fund the needed sikanona or the way. So in terms of the pre-university education institutions, these are the major issues. And the other one also has to do with Adrian and Sam, in terms of food. Because with the inception of the free school policy, the food system has been centralized. Kanina Amino was secondary school and Sikano Emma headmasters, Omane Bezes, any dining hall professor, Umutimi Yashishaye, Sebia, Kem we peso midi Dria, and Nasi, Ombedi Emo and Nasi, Na Omadi. Ebia Coco and Nasi, after Aquasha, a ministry I see a diama buffer stock, buffer stock and the suppliers. And who says suppliers, good one, it make us a diareno, one school, ebia 100 bags of rice. Over when I am a school, ebia 80 bags of rice. And so now headmasters, want to me. Enka ho asem esa say omo pesa omo kasa you say the contract was awarded from national and it is from above. And that is creating a lot of challenges as far as the headmasters and the feeding arrangements of the students are concerned. So we've cited some of those instances too in the reports. I would say, in the area of the pre-university educational institutions, these are some of the highlights. But as I said earlier, very few schools have been cited, and that is good to know. I am hoping, say 2021, the trend would continue. Say, ABR infractions, conform. I know better, say, so any and headmasters, one more the recommendations, in the area of the MMDAs, the issues continue also to remain matters to do with procurement, uncompleted projects, inability to use the gifting system, and then as for. But being shada and hurim PA, as far as the northern sector is concerned.
Honorable, where the Bakwa can ya me person me bisa kakra ne say. Na wo ka say northern zone ho no. Niema bi so ate. Ente say kanene say de sit na sitie no. Wan me bisa say is a public account committee. Say so we ka say my up and do nti. My too vigilant enti ama obi aye steady ana ama eso ate no. Na mo expect say de ekoso ewo northern zone no. Mo ba southern zone so a similar thing be say.
Make me say public accounts jumana yedi no eboa. And the entire Mekasa so say the chairman honorable Aveji any ranking honorable Ochiri Ajokum. We are very, very active. And say your sittings in so essential for our local media houses no ewo. The what's you do to minim no. You do to minim. So your bo auditors no koko. Say afi we ebia saa asem we mwafa mutieti na afi abeba no de saa asem we esa beto enimu a opa umpo bebi akoshe bia no yebedi echire. I believe that even the education from the Public Accounts Committee to the auditees, and then the decision by the committee, say procurement breaches. Happy the young pound and betnatem to Tuano. You share say your procurement, we are referring you to the Attorney General for prosecution. Court, no. I believe that all of these measures are beginning to pay some dividend. And then also, the man when he said, the reports no echo parliament, now the court plenary. All of parliament takes a very keen interest in debating the report and making the recommendations. Can you know that? Eti megidi say we ni munyina anti na yehu improvement, but we are northern sector nti yenya we dey mean to me and can supi the aba middle belt yi and then yebe shase or middle belt to be no ka say nra I mean Saturday no na bedu sunyane we are going to start the middle belt today. We are now after the eastern and western zones. This are here.
Honorable baby, a problem wapa no. Abribia no a public account committee. Mo kwa setina enkrofo ataka ho asem se we ya wo mu koi bonse beba no. Sikedie e discuss ma kwa brane se fa koye we na wo de afa emfikira kwa koye de ope. Wo kasa no bo procurement. Ehun amane se eno de that problem ne down ewo. Honorable the way out in say.
The way out no na ya sha se no. Say kale no. Omutumi eba. Na ye bisa won. Na o ma excuses. Na yes you are report. Na ye the parliament. Na when you say public accounts committee you need to me say a bit to me e obi akọ court directly. And the decision I am making is while it is a procurement breach an infraction, no, we are not going to take any excuse because the procurement law is clear. Instantly, no, as soon as you sit down and the issue is about procurement, the member who is asking the question, no, will refer back to the chair of the committee, Honorable Abeji. Honorable Abeji will just tell the clerks to take note and that this school or this district assembly, no, should be referred to the Attorney General for prosecution. So that is the way we are dealing with it. And GDP said that is part of the reason why we are seeing some changes, because now that they know that you will be sent to court, you have to go to court and then explain to the judge. The entire say koji 3 quotations are koji 1. The entire ABR 3 quotations are oji the ono aye more qualified with me aye ejumano at the lower price. Would you come obi a onye qualified or ejumano at a higher price? The one you go to court, then you go and explain. I think that is part of the measures that we are taking. As of now, what we need to do is the follow-up. And our committee has made a decision. Sir, when we go back to Parliament, we would invite the Attorney General to ask him about previous references. Sir, for these procurement breaches, we have referred the breaches to you for prosecution. So the Attorney General should then come to Parliament and tell us how many cases he has taken up and what the outcome has been. Then we will know that we are making progress. Because Attorney General, on what prosecutorial powers, the public accounts cannot prosecute, neither can Parliament itself prosecute. And that is why some of us are arguing. So Amamani be even a big like Rwanda, like Uganda and the rest of them, they have their public accounts committees given powers by the Constitution to be able to initiate arrest and prosecution. And I've been arguing that Yeka said we want to amend the Constitution. No, we should look at the situation where we can also amend the Constitution to grant the Public Accounts of Committee of Parliament the power to be able to initiate arrest and prosecution.
No, but
constitutional reforms, it is true that the Public Accounts Committee is one of the few committees of Parliament a work constitution, but only to me, I initiate the arrest and then prosecution. It will help to address the dissipation of public resources, particularly corruption now amount for use procurement as an excuse. Edi enya bra what's a yedisikano juma bit me ama Ghana ye ho hen ha ye no me gidi say bit me aso ano
we dia no pe mu boabo mo ho na say da wa ba mane say modru middle belt mo kwa kwhye masetena ase no we dia quickly yemra issue yi so ansana ya kwankra me gidi ye say what Ghana school ensensem ni say headmaster yen hwe ha ma toilet cubicles na nkrade aye dormitory da ho video na bama aye he ama ya suspend headmaster no honorable mu di Ghana umesua ensemechi we only limited or exclusive to Ghana school and there are other schools ebia e ma bontintin yenim
kwa me da celebrate Ghana school asemi a abe min nimu bi pa it's say media house na oye story omo breaki sa story we no almost me story no me videos no na me share videos no e wo me Facebook page and me Twitter handle. Mejidi say if we honor a tenny that is where the story then went viral. In fact, for the sake of transparency, the the media house is Rainbow Radio. Rainbow Radio. Almost Tamale reporter and a call Ganasco. Now or story afa sanitation. Sanitation. It is story on the sanitation no. Ohun sa na enkwara Eja omunai in the open. Ghana, your friend then free range. And the ohun so mo free range, you know. Eno bisa. Say identity ena mo free range. Eno ena ma nya ntie. Say cubicles and other facilities via a wo. Danka was a toilet and other toilet facilities, you know. And yet toilet facilities. Now, the facilities are being occupied, and also the cubicles are being occupied by students. And the Okoho and Ucha video, and I'm sure that you have seen that video.
Oh no, but where the mesra na majin chimukakra. Already in used toilet cubicles and a new one I see and cafe na yede ebeye.
According to my own checks, you know. And I minya kwanso ebisa headmaster no because obetie wa public accounts committee internally because the school Ganasco was cited in the public in the Auditor General's report. So from my own checks, you know, and from the headmaster's narrative, you know, these are not facilities that were actually serving as toilet facilities. WCs which were in use. But these were cubicles that were supposed to have been set up as WCs. But yenya are setting on up for use. And that is where this issue is debatable because it's not the case that the facilities were being used actually as toilet facilities, and then the management of the schools stopped the students from using them as toilet facilities and then went on to convert them into dormitories. Headmaster, when I asked him this question, when he came to the Public Accounts Committee, so that is the situation. But in any case, you know, as a result of the inability to put some of these facilities to the use that they are supposed to be used for, no, that has then prevented the students from having access to toilet facilities. And the students are now engaged in what they say,
no man's
free
land
range.
there, no.
Free range. And the students have also moved into some of these spaces. It is also videos in Bakwa. You can see mattresses and chop boxes. You can't be in doubt that indeed the place is being occupied by students. But what the headmaster said when I confronted him at the Public Accounts Committee, he said, this was done on his blind side. That is to mean that he wasn't aware that students had moved to occupy that space. So when I asked him why that would be the case, and I'll say he is also surprised because the only time he became aware was when the media house called and asked him to answer to the fact that students were using spaces that should be serving as toilet facilities as accommodation. And so the headmaster argued that this was done on his blind side, but he didn't deny, said that was his school. And so I asked him, why do you think that if there is enough space, students would go and put their mattresses and be sleeping in such a space? And I said, since the story broke, for the sake of transparency and for it not to look like he is covering up, he, the headmaster and the management of Ganasco, have asked the senior housemaster to lead media personnel to that same space and to initiate an investigation So that was the response of the Ghana school headmaster. Timothy say you say ya suspend on a assistant headmaster no. I was a bit surprised because Mima Jumudie, the first thing that should have been done was for the Minister or the Ghana Education Service to have directed the regional director of education to go and conduct a preliminary investigation. Then if they ascertain that indeed the headmaster and as a school management, you know, and I said that I can convert that facility into a dormitory. Now, and all the yetimi ayadeng, I can say Omunjinan chain. Now you take action. But the headmaster no as to I say Unimoshe na and Korana na Eddie Omu mattresses. Ekotua Omu Dadia. Then clearly no, the dynamics are different. See, I don't agree with the decision to suspend the headmaster and then the senior housemaster. I think that they should have allowed for the preliminary investigation to be conducted by the regional director of education. And then based on the outcome, no, then further action could have been taken. But when you be saying, say, Anyibiano, when yedi hum komono, is it happening in other?
OKFM 101.7.